Welcome. Today's lesson is about trigonometric ratios and its vocabulary. There are a few terms that you need to know what they mean before we get started. The first one is ratio. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers. Typically, it's a fraction. A proportion is a comparison of two ratios. That means you have two fractions that are equal to each other. We need to know what opposite leg is and what adjacent leg is. And I'll show you that in a few moments. We also need to know what an angle of elevation is and an angle of depression. The example that I have for you for angle of elevation and depression is this. I've got a diagram of an individual, of a man or woman, standing here looking up at a bird. This line that goes through their eye is parallel to the earth, and this line up here where the bird's eye is also parallel to the earth. That means that these two lines, these two sight lines, are parallel. It's cut by a transversal between the bird and the eye, the two eyes. If you're looking up, you have an angle of elevation. So the boy is looking up at the bird, so this is an angle of elevation. If you're looking down, you have an angle of depression. The bird here is looking down at the boy, so this is an angle of depression. We need to discuss the three primary trig ratios. We will use forms of these later on, but these are the three basic forms that we will use to find the lengths of the measures of the sides of any right triangle. The first one is pronounced sine of angle C. This is the abbreviation, sine of C, and sine is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. Well, the way you do that, the way you figure out what's going on is this. We're talking about angle C, the sine of angle C. If we touch angle C right here, we want the side that is opposite of this angle. The side that is opposite of this angle is right here. That's 5. It goes on top. And it's over the hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse is 13. The cosine of C, this is the abbreviation for cosine of C, is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. Well, if we touch C again, this was our opposite side. It's opposite of angle C. The side that is adjacent to angle C is right here, the 12. It goes on top. And that's divided by the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is 13. The final trigonometric ratio is called the tangent of C. We do the same thing we did before, and that's equal to the opposite over the adjacent. The hypotenuse is not used for tangent. So to find the tangent of C, we touch C, we find out what's opposite, touch it, which is 5, goes on top. Over the adjacent, touch it, 12, goes on the bottom. So my ratio for tangent is 5 over 12. The tangent of C is 5 over 12. The three trig function ratios then are the sine, the cosine, and the tangent. Please go to Edmodo, find lesson 3.5, and do the check for understanding.